जय गुरुजी, जय गुरुजी संगत जी, एंड वेलकम टू गुरुजी's दरबार। शुक्राना गुरुजी हम सबको अपने चरणों में बुलाने के लिए। संगत जी, there are two reasons why we usually come to Guruji. Either we have a desire in our heart, or we come here to thank him for his blessings. A desire that draws us to him leads him to find a path for us, and those desires are fulfilled as blessings. So we come back again to thank him for those blessings. एक अजीब सा रिश्ता, एक अजीब सी डोरी सी है जो हमें बांध के रखती है गुरुजी के साथ, and it boils down to these two words, our desires and his blessings. तो आज जो एक शब्द चल रहा था, डोरी न टूटे छोड़ी न छूटे ऐसी माधो खिंचतनी, कि ऐसी ये खिंचतनी, there is a pull between him. The pull is sometimes of the desire that we want to be fulfilled. तो वो खिंच ऐसी है कि हम भागे आते हैं मांगने उनसे, और जब वो डिज़ायर फुलफिल हो जाती है तो वो इतनी खिंच होती है फिर से कि हम आकर इनको थैंक यू बोलें उसका। आज तक कोई भी ऐसा नहीं जो गुरुजी के पास आया हो और उसकी कोई ना कोई किसी तरह से डोर ना बंद गई हो इनके साथ, बिकॉज समथिंग और द अदर विल हैपन विच विल मेक यू रियलाइज दैट यू डिड नॉट कम हियर बाय चांस. You came here because he wanted to bless you. There was some untold desire which will be fulfilled, and it is kind of an untold promise. It will always happen, and you'll realize that it is Guruji who fulfilled it, and a bond is created. वो खिंचतनी वहीं से शुरू हो जाती है. And we are humans. एक इच्छा पूरी होती है, हम उसके लिए उन्हें थैंक करते हैं, and then we go back and another new wish, another new desire comes up. And then we are back here again. तो ये खिंचतनी जो है गुरुजी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये बनी रहे, हम बार बार आते रहें और ये आप हमें ब्लेस करते रहें और हम न्यू डिज़ायर्स के साथ बार बार आपके पास आते रहें. संगत जी, इन 2021 आई रिमेंबर ऐसी ही एक डिज़ायर की विटनेस मैं भी रही हूँ. In 2021, when the temple was a little new, we were standing outside, me, Jain uncle and Sanjeev uncle. हम बाहर खड़े थे और कोई फंक्शन था और मंदिर नया नया था, और मुझे याद है जैन अंकल का कहना कि मेरा दिल करता है कि यहाँ पर ना एक बड़ी सी मूर्ति, बिल्कुल बड़े मंदिर जैसे यहाँ बड़ी सी मूर्ति हो, बिल्कुल वैसा ही हो. एंड I could see it in Sanjeev uncle's eyes, the way he was describing it, कि यहाँ ना बिल्कुल वैसा ही होगा, जैसे आप आओगे तो आप एक बड़ी सी मूर्ति देखोगे, आप वैसा ही महसूस करोगे. That excitement, that desire, I am a witness of that desire. And it's just, this is 2021. And in 2025, I have seen Guruji carve the path. कहते हैं जहाँ रास्ता नहीं भी होता वहाँ गुरुजी बना देते हैं. And he literally carved the path, he built the means for it, and very soon we are going to have the Murti Sthapna in the temple premises. 11th of October को, जैसा कि हम announce कर रहे हैं, we are going to have the Murti, a huge 9-foot large Murti of Shivji, which will remind us of the Bade Mandir also, and it will change the vibration of the entire temple. It'll increase manyfold, because as we enter the premises, we'll start feeling the presence of Shivji, our Mahashiv Guruji. तो ऐसे ही एक थैंकफुल या शुक्राना के सत्संग में मैनी अंकल की फैमिली आज आई है, and we will be inviting them to share their satsang. And वो गुरुजी को पहले भी they have met Guruji in person, and आज फिर एक मौका गुरुजी ने दिया है उन्हें आकर शुक्राना करने का. So I will now invite Anurag Maini Uncle, Anjana Maini Auntie, Anubhav Maini, their son, and Cassandra, their daughter-in-law. Please come, Uncle. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. I'll stand here because there's a queue of people, a lot of people here. And I'll also try to stay in English, but I might move to Hindi at times, so pardon me for that. Today we are here to thank Guruji for blessing our son Anubhav with Cassandra and the family. So what better, that to get Guruji's blessings every time you can. I'll share my satsang in short and then hand it over to Cassandra and then to Anubhav. But before I get to my satsang, which I'll try to keep in short, I just want to thank Cassandra's mom, Anna, June, father, her friends, Jimmy is there, and Stephanie. There she is. They were here at 12:45, and they've been sitting patiently. This is the first time with Guruji. But the fact that they're here to respect our spiritual gathering and be a part of that, we really appreciate that. So thank you for that, always. Many of you would have heard my satsang. I'll keep it short. I had a kidney transplant in 2001 back in India. And both my kidneys had failed. So my mother gave me a kidney. But my body condition is such that the problem could reoccur. And that happened in 2003, that the problem reoccurred. And then we consulted many nephrologists, and they said, well, you have to go back to dialysis. And that's a tough one. Dialysis is not easy to handle for the person himself or herself and the family too. But it is what it is. And we used to live in Gurgaon at that time. And then Anjana's friend, Anjanati's friend, she used to go there. And then she had Guruji's picture in her boutique. And Anubhav also went there for his haircut. And she talked about Guruji at that time. So, and then she connected us to Guruji. And I said, I'm not going to go to Guruji. I used to do Buddhist chanting because I was tired of going to Pandits and Gurus and, there's a point in time you say enough is enough. I was at that stage. But my mom went there. And then because Anjana could not go there, she was my caretaker. So this I'm talking about 2003. So my mother came back after that. She said, what a nice temple. This is Chota Mandir, small. Beautiful Guruji, very nice vibrations, nice langar. It's quiet. And at the end when she was taking blessings and Guruji's chola fell on my mom. She didn't realize what happened, but everybody told her that you are blessed. This is not coincidence. He's blessed you. So she cried. She said, look, my son is going through this illness and there's no cure. And he said, why don't you bring him along next time? So she said, he's not going to come. He is into a different practice. So Guruji is practical guru, as you know. He didn't insist that I should come. But he said, what about, is he married? So ask his wife to come. So then Anjana went to Guruji. And, as you can see, lota here getting blessed. So Guruji blessed a lota. And he told us to start using it, fill it with drinking water, drink half of it in the morning, and then the other half add it to the bathing water. Now, if you believe in something, it can be miraculous. If you don't believe in it, well, it is what it is, right? Since I was fighting for my life, I said, I'm going to believe in it. So I used it for about three months, and the kidney revived. And that's the time my nephrologist said, keep doing what you're doing because medical science does not have treatment. And then as we talked to other Sangat, we found people with cancer who were cured and people, incurable diseases being cured. So Guruji used to bless health first, and that's how our journey started. I'm talking about 2003, and then we started going every week. At that time, we would have never imagined that, 22 years later, we'll be standing here celebrating Anubhav and Cassandra's marriage. So that's a miracle. That's a miracle. We were looking at life in months. That is how we were at. So that's how our journey started. And I'll try and talk a little bit about Anubhav's connection. And he used to come sometimes to Guruji when he could. He'll talk about his own satsang. But a couple of things that I do want to share is after his undergrad, he moved to Mumbai. He got a job there. And, as anxious parents, you always worry, regardless of the age, you want the child to be fine, happy. And he used to cough a lot. When he used to call us, he was always coughing. And we knew that he was neglecting and there was a problem. And he would try to just sort of brush it aside and say, koi problem nahi hai, I'm okay, I'm fine. And at that time in Mumbai, the temple had not opened, but there used to be satsangs in the same apartment. It was not a temple yet. So he went there for satsang. And when they sat down, as you know, people sit down random. And he sat down in a random place wherever he was asked to sit. And he started coughing while having langar. And the person sitting across him was a specialist with lung diseases. Across him in Tata Institute of Science, Social Sciences, or Tata Medical Institute. Can you imagine, Guruji, we know there are no coincidences. So he talked to him and then he said, okay, you come and see me in the hospital without appointment, nothing. He just walked in, got the appointment, got the medication. And we used to worry, of course, we were in Gurgaon at that time that, what's going to happen to him. So Guruji takes care of everybody, your children. So that was one. And second is I moved to the US in 2013. My company had asked me to move. So we moved here and he was in Mumbai. And even there was a small family of 3. We have only one son. And we used to, obviously you want to be together or as close as possible. And he gave up his career for us. Normally it is parents follow children. He followed us. So he gave up his career midway. He came here and he had to go through the process of getting his master's and the challenges that are associated with this. Those of you who've come from India and gone directly to the school, I'm sure understand this. It's not easy. So, living there, being on your own, not having a support system, it's hard. And I've heard many people's stories. I do that education, so, I do meet a lot of people. So Anubhav went through that, and we used to always worry for him, and we hoped that he's going to get some support there. So, and with Guruji's blessings, he got a job in Boston, so he continued to stay there. Anjana especially, moms have a different way of worrying. Dads worry differently, but she used to worry a lot too. So, and I've continued, and then we knew that he started seeing someone. We didn't know it was Cassandra then. And then there came a stage, I think he would have decided now it's time to introduce to my parents. So he said, can I bring her along to Jersey? I said, of course. So she came here. I don't know if it was your first visit or second, Cassandra. It was Guruji's birthday. And she wore an Indian suit. And it was respect for the culture. That's how we saw it. That she wanted to be respectful, she wanted to integrate. And Anjana and I obviously said, wow, that's a great thing because he's found the right girl for him, who wants to integrate, who wants to be a part, is open-minded. So I never told this to Cassandra earlier, so she's also listening. I said, why didn't you tell me earlier? Should have. So that's how it started, and we are so glad that Cassandra came to our family, and then of course we met June and Anna. It was lovely. I've shared this in a couple of things, but one of our wishes to Guruji was that, he's the only child, our relatives are back in India. He finds a partner who has a large family. So Anna there are 13 siblings, and June 6, and many of them live in Boston area. So you can imagine, their mother is alive, and then sisters, brothers, and then their children and their children. So a small get-together has about 70, 80 people. So it's lovely. And then they're friends. Stephanie's come from Maine. She lives there. And then Jimmy, her childhood friend, is here. And so they're friends. So it's great. So Guruji blessed us with much more, a bigger family than we thought. That's what Guruji does. That he takes care of every request. And then the wedding was earlier in the month, in New Hampshire, and we had an Indian wedding first, and then we had a Filipino Christian wedding, right? And when Cassandra was sharing her vows, and I think very early she said, I want to thank Guruji for giving Anubhav in my life. So for us, it's a blessing that we have Cassandra in the family, and we have June and Anna, and her sister's not here, she's in Puerto Rico. They are there, so it's almost like they're like guardians as well, Anubhav's, and Cassandra's parents, of course. So we thank Guruji for everything, and we thank the Sangat also, because Cassandra has been coming to the temple earlier, and everybody who met Cassandra said, that's the right girl. encourage your son to get married. Encourage your son. You know, there are people who kept telling us it happened. So we want to thank Guruji, Anjana, everybody here for his blessings and continued blessings. And I'm going to hand over to Cassandra now.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm nervous. Sorry. I'll just share a small story. So, like 4 years ago, I was in another relationship. Wasn't great. I was seeking a lot of guidance at that time. And so I went to see a spiritual medium. And I had asked her about my love life and if I was on the right track, if I would be okay. And she was looking, and she said that she was I see his grandpa. He's bald, and I see him on a chair and he's smiling. And I had asked my partner at the time if that was his grandpa, and he said no. And so she had said that not to worry, that everything was going to be fine, just to release and surrender, and that the path that was for me was going to come. Cut to 4 years later, 2 years later, I had met Anubhav, and we had gotten to the point where we were going to meet your parents for the first time. And so we came here, and we came to my first satsang, and I saw this picture of Guruji, and I realized, oh my God, that's who she saw. And sorry. So just thank you, Guruji, and thank you all for welcoming me and my family.
Jai Guruji. So I had 7 satsangs prepared, and Cassandra shared the 6th one. Thank you, baby. No, but I want to be cognizant of time as well, and be very thankful to Guruji that I met Cassandra. I have lovely friends and family here who gave me the right wisdom. Gaurav is right there. He's always been next to me. He was one of the groomsmen as well. You know, Rohit Bhaiya as well. Everyone gave me the right advice. Sanjeev uncle, whomever I met, munde settle ho ja, kudi changi hai, nikal jayegi. Which means she'll run away from you if you don't settle down, tie the knot. So I'm gonna make it quick. I do have a couple of satsangs, and I have never shared these. You've heard my dad's satsang, but these are experiences that happened to me over the last 2 years. So I met Cassandra, and then one of the first things, you meet someone, you feel there's a connection that way. And she mentioned 2 things. She mentioned her sister does Vipassana, and her mother read autobiography of a yogi. Now, you might think these are such stray things, right? But it was something I had to hear, because deep down I was like, okay, I like the girl a lot, but I would love to have an amazing family as well. Sometimes that's a challenge. And my grandmother did Vipassana for 40 years. She was vibrant lady, full of life, but obviously she had her challenges, and Vipassana held it together for her. Similarly, I don't know how many of you know, but Guruji's journey himself, he read the book Autobiography of a Yogi when he was a young man, and he disappeared in the Himalayas after that for 10 years. So what is the coincidence? I hear these 2 things, right? And so that was like a check mark subconsciously in my head. Cut to, I proposed to Cassandra, we've been dating for a while, and we decided to elope. We said, hey, we don't need anyone, we'll get married. Guruji is with us, mom and dads are with us, Estefi, Jimmy, our closest people, whomever could make it, in spirit or in physical, were there with us. So we decided that, let's get married. So we went to the office, courtyard. I'm messing up the word, but you know what I'm talking about. So, jahan pe hoti legal shaadiyan. So we met this lady called Janet. Now, when she was flipping through the dates, she said, we said, could it be a weekend? Because I also have to work, Cassandra also has to work, you know, we all have work. And she got the date 7th August. So we said number 7. Cassandra said, done. Without planning, nothing, we said done. That's the date. So that was another check mark, Guruji saying, you know, his number, his blessing, his date. And we, of course, had a great time. We got married on 7th of August. Often we worry, right? Ghar chahiye, cheeze chahiye. So I always say ki everyone has small and big problems, and there are small and big solutions, right? Sometimes small problems need big solutions, and big problems sometimes need small solutions. And that science only Guruji understands. So in subconsciously as a Asian man, you know, I was like, ghar lena hai, ghar hona chahiye apna. I don't know why, ghar chahiye. So we went and Cassandra and I, you know, mustered the spirit and we said, okay, we'll go and just look what happens. And randomly we went to, first was 2 homes we selected. First home we went to, we didn't like. Second home we went to this place and it was a really nice, beautiful home and it was number 27 written over there. So we said, okay, we'll get in. I had noticed the number, Cassandra, and I'll share later what the significance was. We see the home, we, you know, say this is a beautiful home and we fell in love with it. But it was really expensive and we can't afford it, being candid. But when we exited, there were 2 butterflies going around her and me. And those butterflies followed us for a while. And she started tearing up. I said, what happened? She's like, I'm in love with this place. Also, this is number 27. That's her birthday. So I said, all right, I got the courage. I said, all right, we'll have to do something, whatever. Long story short, the home, we had one of the medium bids. Or the bid was good, but other people bid higher than us. We still got the home. There were 14 bids. So I was like, this is Guruji's miracle. Now we don't know what happened. We learned later on what happened. Suddenly we got the home, we are happy, we've shifted in January. This is all happening, we are married and we are planning a wedding now, which happened this month. We moved in, couple of months after, a lady knocks on the door randomly. And I was shocked, and she's an older lady, and you know, here when you do property deals, you don't meet people. नहीं तो इंडिया में क्या होता है, भाईचारा होता है, मिलते हैं, black and white चलता है, 10 चक्कर होते हैं. So over here, you know, you just meet straight up. You don't meet the person. This lady says, I was the owner of this home, and she said my ex, and she said, so you're Indian, etc., etc. She said, do you know my ex-husband was Indian? From Mumbai. He had vada pav, pav bhaji. I sent him these streets. What is the coincidence of that? And I believe that played into her decision as well, that we're a young couple starting a life and I'm Indian and we are mixed, you know, racially mixed, and she fell in love with that. So that's how we got our home. As we were preparing for the wedding, our lovely dog Mason went blind. He got cataract. And those of you who are pet owners understand how much, you know, you love your pet like your child, right? Like, you know, they can't even speak. That's the sad part. So he used to stick to me because he was getting blind. He couldn't walk. Or like he was bumping into stuff. And Cassandra had the courage and we said, okay, we'll go and get him operated, right? He is healthy. As there was one scare in the whole process, right, where his heart rate had gone up, and I was very concerned. So then Cassandra asked the doctor, what is his heart rate or something, right? And the doctor said the number 27. It went to 27, it came back down. So Cassandra said, okay, that's our number with Guruji, we'll be fine. And he is normal, healthy, he can see. Imagine he was blind for a year and our dog is running around with us now, everywhere. He's here, obviously not at the temple, but he's come with us. again, Guruji's blessing. We have a little dham. Mason is always sitting in front of Guruji. When I pray, or Cassandra prays, he's there. When we leave, he's there. Guruji ke charanon mein baithta pura time. Kya blessing hai, kya hai? He keeps looking at Guruji at our home. And he also had Lota blessing. So you might find it amusing that, okay, theek hai. But, you know, we love him like our child. So we said, okay, we'll start Lota blessing. And Lota used to get very dirty throughout, you know, and we would clean it. And thanks to that, he is now back. He has good eyesight. Mason is doing well. We, of course, had our lovely wedding. I'm not going to go into too many details, but I want to keep it short. Wedding was amazing. We had a great time. One of the things that I really wanted was a mandap in a scenic place. That was the aspiration. And we go around the fire, 7 times. I'm speaking in English. Obviously, you all know I also want everyone in my side of the family to know as well. So we go 7 times. And that was a hard thing. You know, there is no mandap. This is America. Venues are hard to get by. And we went to the first venue, we locked it down. Cassandra and I said, this is the one. And the lady said, what date works for you? The date was August 9th, 2 days after celebrating our wedding anniversary. So Guruji blessed us with a wedding party 1 year later on August 9th. And we had Mehendi on August 7th. In fact, I was wearing this on Mehendi. So then Stephanie here and her husband Trivanian made the mandap for us. Like literally made it, brought it from Maine, constructed it. I swear to God, I would always see Bollywood movies. I got my wish. Thank you, Guruji, for that. Like going around the mandap, that's all I wanted. Because sometimes we as men don't even ask ourselves what we want. You know, we don't do that. I would say, baby, what do you want? So that was the one aspiration or goal that I'm glad Guruji helped me with. Jimmy, our friend over there, officiated the wedding. He did really a great job, very kind words. It was just fulfilling. It was very wholesome, every aspect of our wedding. The food was catered by Guruji's Sangat. And the food had 3 cuisines. I mean, Indian food in itself is tricky. Imagine Filipino food. Buddha is Filipino. My mom, I call her Mama. She is Puerto Rican. So imagine we had 3 cuisines and he knocked it out of the park. The food was so good. So what I'm saying is all the worries, small, big, had solutions pre-planned and there were no stresses. Everything went really great. Obviously, Cassandra shared her satsang about the oracle or the medium. My last satsang small one I want to share is, we had a small problem yesterday, right? Ye abhi ki baat hai. So we wanted to, the Airbnb, we have to check out. बोलते हैं ना छोटी सी problem, अब सब गुरुजी के घर आ रहे हैं. क्या मैंने कहा चक्कर चल रहा है. Dogs, we have 3 dogs right now. तो उनको we had to leave them at home. अब 10 a.m. check out है. हमने कहा यार ये क्या सिरदर्दी है. We didn't plan unfortunately that well. So we said Jai Guruji and she wrote at night saying can we please check out later. Otherwise, we had to come here, we have to drop them somewhere, get another hotel room, a lot of logistics. The man landed at 4 a.m., texts us in the morning and allowed us to keep our dogs till 5 o'clock today. So, it could be a very small problem, but it meant a lot for us. And see, these small things or big things all came together for our union. So, I'm grateful to Guruji. Thank you for listening to me. Jai Guruji, and thanks for coming, Sangatji. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Guruji. Shukrana, Guruji. I just want to thank each and everybody who is present here, all through my journey, who has supported me. This temple, very close to my heart, especially Jain Uncle, Purvi and Sanjeev. In US, they are my first family. Without their support, we would have not been able to survive what all we have been through in life in this country. And a big shukrana. I say it's a small word for me. How I came, sat in front of Guruji. He just looked at me I never realized I asked for this blessing. My son Anubhav should be under his father's presence. He should be brought up under his father's guidance. His money, I am not seeking money support from my family or my husband's family. And his health should be stable. I should not be running around in hospitals. Today, if I look back my journey, he has granted all those 3 wishes. First day when I touched his feet, he called me, he blessed me. He decided to give me a date to come. That was 16th October 2003. My naturalization in this country was on 16th October 2020. It is not a coincidence. On my first meeting, he blessed me with the citizenship of US. It's beyond words to describe all this, but it is happening in my life. And thank you, Guruji, for everything. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, Sevadar, management. I came as a Sangat. I always say, when I'm here, I'm in my father's house. And thanks to each and every person who is present here and gives me that experience, make me feel special that I'm sitting with my father, as in my parents' home. Thank you, each and every Sevadar. There's a lot of effort which goes behind this 4 walls. We know it. Thank you all. Thanks for coming. Jai Guruji.
Thank you, uncles and aunties. It's really amusing how Anubhav could correlate every little incident with Guruji. I'm astonished at the way he related the numbers, at the way he related the events. This is the beautiful thing. Your connection with God is your own. The signs that you get are your own. Only you know when he's doing something for you. And you need to be alert for that. And surprisingly, a young kid of today's age is very alert to it, and he realized every time Guruji gave him a sign about the girl, about his accommodation, for the dog, every little thing, every little blessing that has come down to them. The family is really blessed and has been blessed for years and years by Guruji. So much to learn. So Shukrana Guruji for all the blessings, and may you continue to bless the family and bless all of us. अब संगत जी, let us have लंगर, और सेवादार जैसे जैसे आपको बताएंगे वैसे वैसे लंगर कीजिए. इस तरफ सब बैठेंगे लंगर करने के लिए. जिन्हें भी बर्तन सेवा करनी है, please come and sit on this side. And that's all for today. Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji.